Hey everyone, I want to give a just a thank you to one of my coworkers, Alexis. And I work with Alexis, and she just said something funny one time during work, and it was to the point of, "Hey, what do you all do during like breaks?" And she mentioned something that I grew up around, RuneScape, and she said she has to get to 99 level fishing, and I thought, well, like I haven't gamed in a while, and with my kids, we incorporated that into our weekend game night, but more of a educational approach, right? So thank you, Alexis, and for suggesting that, and it was just for me like, oh yeah, RuneScape. No, I do not play during work hours. I'm a polyglot like most of the group members that I worked with, and but board game nights and gaming nights, that's a great alternative. You plug it up and you set up on the big screen and everyone can watch and it becomes immersive, right? And then you can work on things like fishing and crafting and what else? I mean, this game, I was exposed to this game in sixth grade, and I can tell you a story. So I'm at the library. I'm always at the library. I pretty much worked at the library, so much so that when the librarians would always, like, they would call me if I didn't go to the library sometimes, and hey, where you've been? They had a lot of competitions, a lot of like rewards. So I would just be there. I would be helping out. I was part of the community. I would help out with the presentations when they had guest speakers, and this was me just pre sixth grade. Yeah, this was pre sixth grade. No, yeah, this was about sixth grade. Let's say sixth grade, comfortable sixth grade. And someone at the library says, "Hey, do you have one of the computers rented out?" And I was like, "No, I'm just reading." They're like, "Oh, are you on this game?" I'm like, "What game?" "I play games, some games, but what game?" And then they said, "Oh, it's called RuneScape." And I was like, "Never heard of it." And shout out to Blue Wave. Ever since that, he exposed me to that game. It was like, "Oh, come over here. Are you renting out that one?" "Oh, I'm renting out this one," and then showed me the game, made my avatar. If I remember correctly, it was Pitbull 95. And I remember it's not the same anymore. It's not Pitbull 95 anymore. But I remember I was always into dogs, and growing up, I would try to talk to dogs, or I would, in my own perception, I would talk to dogs, right? Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, traveling within the U.S., and I would always I always had a connection with animals. So when the movie Dr. Dolittle came out, I was like, oh, that's what I've been doing. I've been talking to my dogs and chilling out with my birds, and I was just, even I do it as an adult. I spent some time in a farm, received some horrible news about just back on the job market. Graduated, Father's Day, birthday, and then hey, you gotta find a job now, another job, because this one ended. Anyways, let's move on forward. But here, I'm showing you around. You hear my dogs barking, rescue dogs. Back to the point of RuneScape. Got exposed to RuneScape, and ever since then, just played it intermittently on and off. I included it as a professor at Marquette University, multimedia technology and anthropology, ethnographic field research, photography, other classes that I've taught. I've incorporated elements of it whenever I could, because it's such an all-encompassing game and app that you want to really explore it like deeper, right? You want to level up. I mean, recently when I was showing my kids it and telling them the stories, because many stories were built around this digital game, and they were able to walk through Lumbridge with me and Varrock and read. And I treated it more like a literacy building activity, right? With my students, it was more of a let's build an app. This is an example of a really successful platform. Those are my dogs. Two dogs bark. Oh, and we got one over there. They looked over here like, who is that? Well, the whole reason why I went live is to thank Alexis for just being kind and outspoken and saying that, just being very youthful and very, just, it's just nostalgia. Just someone who spoke up. And not me, I would have never been like, hey, everyone, do you all play RuneScape? Because I don't want to be perceived that way. And, we have to cover our bases. But during board games and game nights, sure. Recently graduated from my university, so I'll be studying other things and working on the farm versus being on tech as much. I will be on tech, work remote. But yeah, thank you so much. And the whole reason why I just got on today on this is just grateful for the moment and for the opportunities that we've been given, and for people that are, just good people, good co-workers. So I'll make more of these, just shouting people out all throughout, my life. And subscribe and share. We're here underneath the apple tree, and I had an apple earlier, a few days ago when I was mowing. Some of them do look plump and green, and we got bodyguard right here. I don't know if you can see. I have to flip the phone upside down for you to see the camera. Oh, we got some plump ones right over here. So follow me this way. One of our trees fell during one of the hurricanes, if you can see. Knocked down right there. Which apple? This one right here looks delicious and plump. All right, bon appetit, bendiciones. If any of you want to be on my podcast, just reach out.